chain, use that damage. You typically need a third person, though. We've seen in the past is like solo laners going over there using their teleport. They've got a lot of mobility, though.
It is a battle of the blue teams as the Atlantis Leviathans and the Valhalla Valkyries do battle. Game number 1 starts right now.
Who's going to take it home here in the final week of the Phase 1 of the SPL? Will it be Leviathans? Will it be the Valkyries? We'll have to find out here in game.
The full extent of my analytical brain to try and figure out what Yana support is going to bring to this team. It's decent CC lockdown, and there it is.
Yeah, it's a double portal onto Wowie and Gamma. Zapman has some good follow-up. Will leap in right up against the tower, ends up eating a tower shot, half of his HP, but the bladed arrow after Zapman finds a first blood in the duo.
Every single time he channels out that first ability. That seems to be the answer. I was curious why there was no follow-up. He was waiting.
But Yarkor gets hit by a minion with the drop kick, and Kirmi can finally find a pick here for the Valhalla Valkyries and get their names up there to start things out here 1-1
How DR is applied. The only form of CC that does not get DR'd is the knockup. So Horus, I suppose, not susceptible to that nerf.
Aqua still walking very far forward towards Panatom. Wrong U is here. Now with Shinto right behind him. Up in descent to the Maz is Yarkor. Knock up onto Aquarius and the Kraken right on top as well. And Yarkor will finish the job to get the kill, but Shinto gets drop kicked against the winds. And now BennyQ has got a Cthulhu of his own for his team, but he'll use the knockup and get away instantly. But as soon as he de-transforms, he is met with the stun by Panatom and a double kill for Yarkor.
Yarkor needed that as well. That was not a great start for him. Gamma very far out of position here. Zapman should have this kill.
Needs one more auto, one more ability, anything to catch this Kefri. Pops the movement speed, gets the axe toss, and is now waiting out that Scarab's Blessing for one more hit after, and Zapman can chase it out and grab him.
Yeah, Gamma just getting overzealous in his ability to steal away those flowers. Does at least get the Obelisk ready for his own. Similar to what we've seen from ESET, is going to be a more CDR focus, so you can use those portals more often. Keep your eyes on him.
Kirmi goes through the portal and meets a Kraken right at the back end there. Shinto on point thanks to the setup coming from his support. And most often we always make these jokes like, man,
steal away too many of these flowers. The Leviathans putting in a lot of damage though. Gamma dropped down to about 40%. Any more damage that the Leviathans can put out might just straight up kill Kirmi, I suppose, who winds up with Panatom in the jungle. I think it might be time for the Gold Fury.
Yeah, so what was that? The stun
strip it away.
I just keep watching what Wrong U is doing. He is constantly going over towards these red buffs, getting his team set up here. Panatom gets pulled back in by Gamma. Has the option to find a way out, but a double stun by Wowie. Maybe the death here of Panatom. He'll go down. Kraken whiffed by Shinto. Kirmi still walking in through the sands. Shinto is getting low. Portal from Wrong U will make sure that the mid laner can get out. And unfortunately for Panatom, he does go down.
And unfortunately for Wowie, he turns the corner just to watch that man strip away yet another purple buff. The Valhalla Valkyries still getting aggressive on the map, though.
Gamma poked out into the back line. And all this fighting to start for the Primal Fury will be started once again by the side of the Leviathans. Kirmi to the back line, finds a dropkick against Zapman. There's no beads available to him. The Kraken is off the mark by Shinto. Zapman's got the leap to get out, but it's not far enough because Kirmi's got it. Wrong U throws the ultimate just to get some safety for the rest of the team to give them an escape path out. But Yarkor is fighting back in because Panatom has re-entered the fight. Thanks to the help of the Scarab's Blessing, Kirmi stays alive, and the Valkyries have made it out.
Can the Valhalla Valkyries make it all the way out? Yarkor finally descends out of the madness. BennyQ able to disengage himself. Phenomenal play for the passive to apply that slow, and up against what the Valhalla Valkyries have got, that slow will find some value, but you're slowing down a whole lot of your build here. You're not getting any penetration, lifesteal, or anything like that.
BennyQ's bubble is popped, so is his beads and his Aegis after the Kraken from Shinto, but a collapse now onto the mid laner of the Leviathans, up into the transformation of BennyQ's own, has the Cthulhu doing some decent damage to the backline. Shinto is low, does not have his relics available. Kirmi walks up, only to get smacked by Panatom, but Panatom now loose out the beats to the drop kick.
Yeah, double beads pop from the backline of the Leviathans as Yarkor tries to create some space. The Valhalla Valkyries surging forward, and they strike first blood.
Yarkor goes down, but Panatom goes back in against Kirmi, who gets hit by the tidal wave, but a beautiful revive from Gamma will keep the jungler alive yet again. Zapman can't get over the wall. The cripple field from Aquarius is holding him in, but the door finally opens only for him to have it shut right back on him, but Shinto finds a turnaround kill.
Gamma now caught out. Not a whole lot of damage coming his way. Can't say the same of Penny. He's falling down.
BennyQ credit to the kill. Wrong U will get a little bit of help, but not enough. Wowie has picked up a double kill in the fight, and the Valhalla Valkyries have traded 4 for 1 in this trade, and now can set their sights towards the fire.
3 healthy targets and at
Holding
least
at this
one of
tier
them.
2.
Just watch Benny. He's working his way behind the back of the team fight. Panatom spots him out. Kirmi drop low.
Kirmi jumps in, trying to go for Shinto. Does have the Aegis still available. Dropkick slams him against the wall. It has to use the Aegis. It's a little bit late. And then that Scarab's Blessing on top of Kirmi. He should be able to make it out of this fight regardless. But Panatom in the sky. Where is he going to land back down with his ult? It's right in front of his team to give Rongyu and Yark just a little bit of extra help.
Tier 2 tower has fallen. Gamma uses the beads to immune the stun, dashes forward, and loses his life.
But Wowie finds one with the Maw. Zapman stunned out, Zapman low. Benny Q now up into the Cthulhu. Zap jumps away and has just enough movement speed to get away from the knockup, but Benny Q healing up his team and dealing with these backliners. Him and Aquarius have put Shinto down. Benny Q, credit to the kill. It's the frontliners still trying to get away from this Phoenix, but Yarkor has the dash to make it on out. Zapman crippled out, double kill for Benny Q. Panatom can't even make it to the fountain only by his own merits of finding the stun. The Valhalla Valkyries in one team fight around the speed buff have turned this game back around, and they are going to take game number 1 against the Leviathans, unless the Leviathans can find a miracle defense, which they will not.
Panatom may have been able to line up one more kill for his team, but maybe not enough.
Specifically, and that's where things maybe are going to get a little more complicated. Cerberus, theoretically, you're going to be able to save somebody there, but it's not as, I want to say, like encompassing, all-encompassing as you would need. So I'm going to keep my eyes on the Geb. I think he's a key for the Leviathan success.
We assume and we hope this will be Geb's support for the Atlantis Leviathans. We will find out game number 2 kicking off.
And we get a treat here in game 2, Mifflin. We get Shinto's signature Raijin, which, as Gore highlighted, has a 24-4 record. Valkyries, but now the Valkyries have pushed that one right back to him. But Benny Q, a 2v1 up against Panatom. Now with Shinto showing up, Kirmi goes in, but Benny Q with that Celestial Beam will take first blood for the Valkyries.
Man, Panatom just fell to his own Napoleon syndrome, I suppose. I mean, Osiris with Manic Scepter, you want to get involved. Osiris an entire level down in what was a 2v1.
You don't even have to wait for that ultimate to come through to find some of those big plays. But Shinto starting with this Conduit gem, and I reminisce if we didn't talk about the fact that Archmage's gem got a little bit of a change up here. We'll talk about that a little bit more as Yarkor getting poked away. Throws the shield bash. Panatom gets stunned as soon as he goes in. And that's going to be a turnaround there. Kirmi able to find the kill, but Panatom chop it away. Does have that tether. Needs one more ability, or maybe just one more auto to trade that one out. It's a 1-for-1, but Panatom will go down to the ghastly breath out of Aquarius to make it a 2-for-1.
The Valhalla Valkyries getting a high-value trade there. Panatom able to pick up a kill for himself is pretty massive.
And this isn't just indicative of today. This is throughout pretty much this entire season. He doesn't always go for these standard style of startups here. You know, the double flap pen was so meta, but he's not opting to it just yet. Rongyu goes in with a one-man Cataclysm, but the follow-up is all back against Rongyu. Gamma credit to the kill. Kirmi goes in up against Shinto and up into the Pao Lao. Who will he find? It's the beads off the mid laner. Doesn't pull in Panatom. Instead, Panatom is fighting right back in. He's going to get rooted out. Kirmi, we get a lot of damage towards him, forces out that Lord of the Afterlife, and Panatom on the run from 3. Zapman is coming to help him out, but that ultimate will make sure that Kirmi gets right back in thanks to the help of Gamma. Zapman in a 3-versus-1. Can he find any kill? No, he cannot. Instead, it's now him on the run from Wowie.
Centaurus no longer available, no death immunity either. Kirmi, I'm not sure I want you going back in there. Like, he'd get the kill. Like, it would be a trade, but I'm sure you could trust Wowie to do this one on his own. Zapman backs himself into a corner, buys a little bit of time. Can he find the return?
No, Kirmi will teleport in with that Trickster Spirit to get the last hit there and put Zapman down once again.
So I like that start from Benny Q, but I think it's also partially a byproduct of the lead that he's already been established. Had he not been in an ahead state, likely would have to go towards a slightly more standard item.
Q hit by the Cataclysm, some decent follow-up, and interrupted. Shinto goes up into the Taiko drum, but a snipe by Benny Q and a last hit by Gamma will put down the mid laner, and Shinto will have to sit on the grayscale.
And this is another version of the Leviathans, or this is maybe the third fight. And if that's the case, Titan's Bane has been very, very popular recently. Maybe could have suited him very well.
Gamma does eat a bit of poke here from Shinto. Not a whole lot just yet. That extra shield health from his passive, keeping him pretty healthy. But Panatom blinks in. It's a pluck from Gamma. But Yarkor is in the backline now. Chasing out Benny Q. Big stun. Puts this Raw down to half HP, but a good maw from the Hunter will make sure that Yarkor is slowed down. But Kirmi is now taking a lot of damage in this fight. Has that Pao Lao, is going to need it to get out of this fight, but ends up using it with that Scarab's Blessing. Only pulls in Yarkor, but still has it popped at the end but not enough damage from the ultimate. Instead, it's Panatom.
Good
Let's go
attempts.
hit, but the pluck from Gamma at least saves one, but Panatom still goes down at the end.
Gamma has been coming up massive in this team fight. Catches out Rongyu, but does not catch the entirety of the rollout. Rongyu finds some safety. It was a blink in from the Geb that would have started a fight magnificently for the Tycho drum. Anything like that does not match the individual damage output of that Searing Pain. Means that objectives will go their way.
Aquarius has ult, he'll pick up one, but Shinto will allow his teammate to drop right back down by getting that Tycho drum up. Aquarius will take his first spill of the fight.
A good deal. Devourer's Gauntlet plus Death's Toll. Once the objective is pulled, Wowie's going to be right back to 100.
Fury started up, half HP. Gamma soaking that one up, but it's Aquarius in the backline. Gets the ultimate out of Shinto. The Pridwind shield will pop, and Aquarius is eating a lot of damage in the back. Yarkor has not eaten very much there. He'll be just nice and healthy in the midst of 4, but that beam, that heal coming down from BennyQ once again to keep Gamma up here. Eagles Rally means that there's no revive on the way there. Aquarius gets bursted down. Yarkor, double kill on the Bellona and chasing out Wowie, chasing out BennyQ. This one Bellona now, though, has to back away because BennyQ has got the beams to take him down. Wrong gets stunned out by Wowie, but Shinto picks up one into the backline to fight against BennyQ. But Benny finds the double kill in the fight at 1 HP.
3-for-3 trade. Can Panatom pull it in favor of the Leviathans? They've already got the objective, but BennyQ picks up the triple. Panatom trades out Kirmi. Only 2 members still standing. 22 minutes in. The reigning world champion.
Experience in gold largely equalized now, as we saw on the charts. It's basically nothing separating these two teams out here. Even only that gold. It's going to be a cataclysm from Wrong to start the fight out. It finds Aqua, who's being chased away. The Centaurus shots into the background means that Yarkor will be able to close out the kill and take down one. Kirmi on the run. BennyQ still standing by, but that was 4 ultimates expended to just get one Cerberus.
The Leviathans still have got so much HP and mana to play with. The Valhalla Valkyries is going to be in a 4v5 for a pretty good amount of time. 40 seconds left on their Soul Laner's respawn. We'll have teleport once he's back up, but the Valhalla Valkyries not willing to step far enough forward. Fire Giant dropped incredibly low.
BennyQ gets zoned away by Shinto and Wrong. That Fire Giant will go to Leviathans, but what about the fight after? Kirmi has found his way into the backline. A cleanse maybe a little bit early on towards Shinto. The Pow Lao, it's just the chain damage alone that Kirmi gets to take down the mid laner. That's already one now down. Kirmi should fall in response right after. Zapman credit to that. And the ultimate from Wowie just a little bit short to find any value there. The Leviathan with Zapman dealing the brunt of the damage without crit, without a lot of attack speed. He's not hitting it super hard. Maybe they can find some big damage on Gamma instead. Already a quarter HP on the Kepri. Ultimate by Aquarius and a snipe off the mark by BennyQ. That's their big burst damage now offline. And that's the go call for Yarkor and Panatom into the backline. Kirmi all by himself on the Palau. Won't find much. The masterful shot from Zapman from max range. He'll find 2 in the midst of the fight. 3 Valkyries left, but all of them at such low health.
The Leviathan's pretty healthy. Yarkor, the only one who's taken any real damage in that team fight. And my man's got Scourge and Death's Embrace to resustain himself. He can tank this fire essentially indefinitely. The Valhalla Valkyries are so reliant on BennyQ's ultimate. The Valhalla Valkyries right now in only one set on Wowie, who's already playing an incredibly slippery god. It's a 1-1-3 split from the Leviathans, and Yarkor, he likes his odds in the 1v1.
He's got Panatom waiting for him at the tail end. We'll use that Eagles rally. Snipe off the mark by BennyQ and a Pow Lao from Kirmi. Won't find any value either. Meanwhile, right side of the map, Aquarius is getting shredded by Zapman and Shinto, but so is Wrong. Wowie slams him down. Ultimate from the Hunter out of WoW. He's going to do big, and BennyQ with the flashbang will take down Zapman.
The Leviathan's over-aggressive on the right side of the map. Could have just played it slow and allowed Yarkor to take down that left side Phoenix on his own. Panatom able to work his way down mid. No way he backdoor, surely not.
No, I do see Kirmi going back to base here. I thought Gamma was going to go back with him, but now it's the 1v1. BennyQ does find Shinto. Kirmi will hold off Panatom, but Yarkor is here as well. Can Kirmi put up a 2v1 defense? He's doing a good job so far. He'll put Panatom at low HP, but he's going to need some additional from the Titan. Kirmi takes down one, but now Aquarius and Benny have backed. The Valkyries did not want to take that coin toss, and maybe rightfully so.
I'm not sure that every single member of the Valkyries had to back. Kirmi killed one. A Valkyries fan, I suppose. 11,000 now for the Leviathans. We're talking elixirs.
Kirmi forced into the Palau early. Panatom reinitiates, and Shinto will make sure that Kirmi has no escape path. Gamma gets taunted back in by the Tycho drums. Has to use the ultimate for himself. BennyQ doesn't find any value on the snipe. Gamma might not be able to make it out of this fight unless Wowie and Aquarius can find some big ultimates, and they do to slow them down. Shinto, though, still finds Gamma. Zapman finds BennyQ, and it's only Wowie and Aquarius left to defend. They find one, but there's too much damage out of that Raijin, too much damage out of Zapman and Panatom. Leviathans will wipe off the Valkyries from the map, and they'll be able to stroll right up this mid lane, take the Phoenix, and take the Titan.
So 4 team fights in a row, BennyQ misses his ultimate, and 4 team fights in a row, the Valhalla Valkyries lose handily. That is a lot of pressure to put on one player, but that is what is demanded of the Valkyries mid laner if they want to win with this style of draft. Unfortunately for Benny, ever since that miraculous Gold Fury play, we did not get to see a whole lot from the Raw. And the Leviathans
better game this time around as opposed to on the Cerberus, on the Bologna now. I think there's a lot of options for them. I think it is absolutely a risk, right? This is a pick that
Of course.
we could, in 3 minutes from now, he could
With
just
Gamma's
be
blink down, not much further initiation from the Valkyries duo, but with Panatom rotating over, could be a turnaround now.
Yikes.
On towards Gamma. Knockup is good. A sweep will pull him back in. Wrong use body blocks are enough, and then a charge right in to slow him down. Gamma will not survive this engagement. It's Panatom on top of the kill.
Yeah, once Panatom's in that position.
But that man does have beads, does have ult, so should be fine, even if Wowie does engage this fight. Gamma picked up by Wrong U, but slowed down by Kirby. Dropkick just off the mark, but Benny is charging up that laser. We'll turn it over to Wrong U, who will go down to the Plague of Locusts right after. But Shinto pops that ultimate, gets the beads out of Benny, but Panatom was all by himself. Shinto will at least make it a 1-for-2 trade, but will Shinto make it out? The question, Gamma finds the stun, the Maw finds the next one, and BennyQ with the wrap auto after will pick up the double.
Man, if I'm the Leviathans, I'm wondering to myself, how did Wowie out-rotate Zapman?
Level 10 versus level 8 for Benny to Shinto, and it's a Pythax piece picked up by Benny second, not the traditional lifesteal item you would imagine with an Anubis.
No, it's probably going to be like Pythax piece, Spear of the Magus. Wouldn't be surprised if we see like a Typhon's Fang in the 3rd slot for some more lifesteal and pen. Stun no good, just got a lifesteal.
BennyQ lasering as much as he can, but needs a little bit more lifesteal. It's not enough. Shinto able to burst him down, but Kirmi trying to grab Panatom will not do so. Wrong U finds the pickup on the jungler, and Panatom will sustain himself up as much as he can. The wall comes down from Gamma, but it doesn't block off the full path. Panatom still stays alive, and Gamma now may be the one turned back on, but an Eagles rally in from Aquarius will separate the team fight out. Zapman rotated in and immediately has to use his beads.
And now the fight should fizzle from here. The Valhalla Valkyries have not got much left in the tank of this because Shiva is one of the most slippery warriors in the game. Switches to the 1.
Zapman triple stun here, the airstrike to get out. Wowie will continue the chase
See ya.
with that Whirlpool form, and Zapman should go down.
See ya.
Wowie does manage to find at least one auto at the tail end of that one. Got a little dicey for a moment. But Wowie will clean up the kill, put his first one up to his name, 1-0-1 now on the Charybdis.
The Valhalla Valkyries showing some of that game 1 prowess, that ability to dominate the early. And now they're doing it in a game 3 situation up against the world champions. Kirmi in first. Panatom dash into a wall.
Dash into that wall and then dash into the sands. He'll bounce off yet another wall within that Winds of Shamash, and Kirmi will pick up the kill. Aquarius, at least with
that
the
ultimate usage. Very unfortunate. Now Gold Fury not nearly as easy as it could have been.
Zapman wants the 1v1, but he will not get the 1v1. Kirmi with the Winds of Shamash, not gonna be enough damage to take down Zapman. Gamma thrown right back through the fires of Panatom and surrounded by 3. Gamma cannot make it out of this one. Will only Tremor just to delay his life a little longer, but Shinto comes up with still at his beads anyway, so he should have been able to get out of there. But a massive group around the purple while Panatom rotating back in. Kirmi gets the drop kick and the beads out of Zapman, and Kirmi is still batting away, but with Wrong U showing up, that'll separate the jungler and the hunter. Panatom stuck between Gamma, the walls, and the Tremors. A stun out of Wowie and a follow-up auto means that Panatom will go down.
Man, Shiva just does not have the tools to deal with like a Bracken. Those walls have been dominant. Great drop kick. Secures the kill onto Zapman. Kirmi having himself a game here and laughing in the player cams as the Gold Fury is pulled out. BennyQ, not a whole lot of mana, no ultimate available. Maybe just force Shinto back to base, though. It's just Wrong U.
Wrong doesn't have an ult, though. He'll be able to throw out that Astrolabe, try and seal it with the pull. No, he will not.
Looked close.
By Wrong U, but you can see the stats pulled up for that Typhon swing. You called it earlier, and it does come back out here. Gamma chasing down Shinto, finds the stun, but it's stun for stun. A wall comes out from Gamma. Shinto
Bye.
will go down here. The laser out of BennyQ is good, but the response back in. Panatom doesn't find the knock-up, instead needs a lot of damage back. Ronyu picks up one, but now Yarkor, who has tried so many times to get into these team fights, is finally here to try and turn this one back around for his team. It's Gamma at a quarter HP, but with Wowie showing up and the Descent into Madness expended, Yarkor and the rest of the Leviathans will back away.
Man, Benny's damage just ridiculous. Panatom thought he won that damage trade. Simply not the case. Valhalla Valkyries surging forward. Stun no good. Tower will fall. Unfortunately for Gore, in efficacy so far this game. This Shiva, it's a feast or famine god. Man's famine.
So far, will at least get the dash up to Aquarius. Half HP on the Bologna. Eagles Rally is already gone, but Kirmi has shown back up. It's 4 versus 4. Unfortunately, it's going to be Wowie a little late to this rotation. Zapman with the airstrike and the Gamma burst out of Ronyu is enough to take down Kirmi. Gamma now stuck in the middle of 4. He gets pulled back in, and Zapman gets the credit to the kill. Now BennyQ all by himself in the backline, still has that ultimate to use, but he's got to stare down the barrel of 5 of the Leviathans. Won't even get the chance to get any of that damage off. He is bursted out instantly.
The Valkyries just bait themselves there. The Leviathans had already lost out on the engagement. All
Around
the
the Primal Fury, the Leviathans are in the area, but they're a little bit spread out. Yarkor and Panatom to the backline. Gamma goes for a Blink Tremor. Yarkor gets the CC chain. He can't even get into the ultimate in time. Wowie and BennyQ just shred him down. Zapman on the run with that airstrike, and jump in by Kirmi, but Shinto is able to turn that fire back around. It's a 1-for-1, but Zapman stuck in between the walls finally manages to break his way out, and Panatom all that while will dance right through the backline, but Zapman is being ran at by the solo.
Aqua finishes off what he could not earlier, and Panatom is still around. Beats forced out as he limps back towards his own base. Ronyu stuck inside of his tier 2 tower, and she doesn't need a whole lot of time to deal that DPS. Speaking of DPS, Fire Giant taking a good deal of it down to 50%.
Halfway down, Ronyu and Yarkor here to slow this one down, but Ronyu gets kicked against the wall and dropped by Aquarius. Yarkor up into Descent to Madness this time, but Wowie is chewing through his health bar with that kin size. Meanwhile, Aquarius dealing with Panatom in the backline. Shinto walks up at BennyQ and realizes that that's probably not the call that you want to go for. Yarkor will de-transform and get stunned immediately to his own doom. It's BennyQ with the double.
Wow, he's still able to maintain his own life. The Valhalla Valkyries, Shinto's aggression matched up with Shiva's is going to be very powerful in its own right.
Gamma at the front line will walk in, slow down Ronyu, who gets stunned and completely shredded away. BennyQ has already erased the first god off the map, but they've got a full health Yarkor standing in front of them. The Phoenix does go down as Kirmi finishes that one. But everybody on the Valkyries are sitting around half HP. They've got to go on full retreat. Big knockup from Yarkor sets up a lot of damage. Panatom finds a sweep in. It's a little late from Wowie to save their life, but Kirmi up against Zapman finds one. Can he find enough to take down Shinto? No, it will not. He'll jump right back in with the help of Gamma. Dropkick is there, and Kirmi finds the double kill. Now Panatom turns it around to find one, but it's only Panatom left. The Valhalla Valkyries, with 3 people left, have upset the Leviathans. They can walk right in with this Phoenix down, take the game, and take the set from the reigning world champions.
Rongyu's got a snowball's chance in hell here, if I'm being completely honest. The Valhalla Valkyries from the brink. I wouldn't even call it from the brink. That was clinical. It was dominant from minute 1 to minute done. Able to find their first victory in the SPL and break a legacy